Last week we were all in a workshop, and the discussion centered mainly on what questions should we ask candidates during an interview. And I don't know how many hours we spent on that, but we never talked about what questions we should not ask. Can you give us some feedback on that?
Yes. So some of the questions to ask, I'm glad you have a list of those and I'd love to see it. The questions not to ask. So here's the tricky thing. You all know the questions that you don't ask about sex or religion or gender or those things. But it gets tricky when managers want to make the candidate comfortable and they start conversations like, did you have trouble getting here today? You know, or were the directions okay? So I see managers doing those kinds of conversations, and a candidate might not have followed directions, might not have, so they give an answer that kind of trips them up and makes them nervous. So be careful on your how you introduce and how you get into the interview process. So another question is asking about sports, right? So getting down that path, not a good idea. So those are some of the questions that look innocent but aren't. So I've heard managers asking, would you have trouble getting to work on time? Not a good question, okay? So I always like to see the list of questions before so that managers realize what's implied there. Why are you asking that question, right? So those are some of the things that you need to be careful about.
I know a lot of times when we're interviewing, we always have follow-up questions. So I think we need to be very careful then when we go off script and try to pry into an issue maybe we should stay away from.
Yes. It's always a good idea to role play with your follow-up questions so that you're asking the question, but you know why you're probing. Why are you asking that question? What is the information you're trying to get? So those are good things to have in your back pocket. Like if they answer this, then what?